You demonstrate techniques for our clarinetists to increase their upper range. The best thing that you can do as a clarinetist to improve your sound overall in the clarinet, especially in the upper range, is don't play high. Play low. And play low with as much focus and support as you can. My poor students, when they first show up for their first lesson, I give them the low register exercises out of the Close A book. Any of you guys ever had to mess with that? You know the Close A book? You guys said you were clarinet players, right? Close A, I mean, Close A is like, you know, oh, it's the clarinet geek's Bible, if you will. So I give them just the low register exercises, and what they do is they'll just start going. Ad nauseum. On and on and on. But that's not the point. The point is to be able to do it this way. Now, if you can play soft and in the low register on the clarinet, the hardest register to focus in my mind, play as soft as you can, but still keep that core sound, keep that buzz or the middle of the sound there, then playing isn't really that hard because you're used to supporting and keeping everything straight. Try not to get over or wrapped up in the concept of I'm playing higher, so therefore I have to blow harder. That's the last thing you want to do. Every time I get above a G, this poor young woman here just about comes out of her skin. Okay, it's loud, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 5 minutes? Oh, wow. Okay, so you don't want to get wrapped up into, I have to push harder, I have to tighten my embouchure more. You know, you learn embouchure and you learn air support in the low register. And that question came in from Mark D'Angelo over at Wyandotte. I'll send you the exercises, and you can pass those out. It's a great if you want them, I'll send them to you too.
Please.
Yeah, it's just all low register playing. It's monotonous. And it drives you crazy. But when I was in grad school, that's all my teacher would let me do for the first 4 lessons, was that. And then once I got that, and he said, okay, now you've got your sound, now we can move on and start looking at actually making some music. So, okay, so we talked about how we're going to take a new piece of music, how we're going to, some of the techniques that we can use to go through and at least make sure that we're pushing on the right buttons and the right time. I didn't mention metronome. Obviously, you know about metronomes. They're the bane of our existence. We talked about generally how are you going to get inside a composer's head. You want to look at things that were going on in the time period if possible. Now with contemporary composers, most of them are just an email or a Facebook away. It's really not hard to get a hold of these guys. Phrasing, some basic ideas about how to get through a phrase. If nothing else, you want to make sure that you're mapping out your phrases. I know in rehearsal, in band, you get that. We're going from here to here. And band literature is wonderful because in a lot of cases it's A to B is a phrase, B to C is a phrase. So they're already mapped out for you in a lot of cases. We talked about determining composer's intent via the clues that they have on the page. Yes, sir?
This is kind of off topic.
Sweet, I love off topic.
Is that a normal clarinet?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. This is, no, it's actually not a normal clarinet. It is in the key of B flat. That's what you're asking. But this is a new clarinet that we're developing. Brought it for funsies. I was going to play on it today, but my mouthpiece doesn't quite fit because my mouthpiece is really old and the cork is worn. This is the new LeBlanc Bliss clarinet that we developed in conjunction with Maury Bakun, who's like the big clarinet design guru, and a 19-year-old clarinetist from Britain, Julian Bliss. Have you heard of him? Yeah, monster player. No, seriously, monster player. The kid does things. I shouldn't call him a kid. He's a man now, but he's been around since he was like 5. So it's kind of hard to see him as a man yet. You really want to check it. Go to YouTube and type in Julian Bliss, and the stuff that he can do on a clarinet should be illegal in most. I mean, I've been playing clarinet longer than he's been alive, and sometimes I just sit there listening going, wow, he's really amazing. I hate him. But no, he's really phenomenal. What this is, This is the wood version of the clarinet. We released the full synthetic version shortly before Christmas of 2008. This is a plain, ordinary, if you will, B-flat clarinet. But what we did was we tried to de-dorkify the clarinet, if you will, as much as we could. So we added certain things to make it more interesting. We changed the bell, we changed the barrel to make them more streamlined. We removed a lot of the weight from the clarinet, and the reason it looks so interesting is we got rid of the nickel or the silver-plated keys, and we put black nickel on it. You know, it's a little sleeker. It's a little bit more interesting. It has black pads. If you go to LeBlancClarinets.com, you can learn a little bit more about it. But I mean, as far as the sound goes, I mean, it sounds beautiful, and it's like a $1,000 clarinet. But it plays phenomenally well.
Scott, could you play an excerpt maybe from something like Rhapsody in Blue? Which I asked you about earlier.
Yeah. I'll do the best that I can. You guys know the solo from Rhapsody in Blue?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, good thing this isn't an audition. We'll see what happens. Okay, so the end wasn't right, but I kind of remembered most of it. So. Yeah, if you ever need a clarinet player that can play high and loud, that I can do. I can handle that pretty well. So, do we have any other questions? All right, then I guess we are good. 2 minutes. I guess we'll vent. Any other questions from you all here? Please, I've got 2 minutes to fill. Yes, sir.
How much did you practice in high school?
When I was in high school, I was pretty much a chucklehead, so I really didn't practice as much as I should have. I did the standard half-hour a day that I was required to play. I did start studying privately a little bit my senior year and got a little more involved then. I really didn't practice seriously until I got into undergrad school. And then it was maybe 3 hours a day. Which is, that it's funny because when you're there, you're practicing 3 hours a day, you're thinking, this is awful, how am I ever going to do this for a... And now looking back on it, I wish I still had 3 hours a day to play, just to sit down and remind myself how to play the clarinet.
Scott, 3 hours to practice, but then you were also in ensembles during the day.
Oh yeah,
too, right?
Yeah. It was a beautiful thing. Music school, for those of you that are considering it, it really is a 5-year program in most cases because you have like 800 one-credit classes, and so band or wind ensemble or symphony band, whatever it's going to be, or orchestra, you get 1 credit and it meets every day for an hour. So in reality, it would be a 5-credit class if it were like chemistry, but they like to torture us.
Well, let's thank Scott and give him a big hand for coming in today.